Today is June 16th, 2017. We went to Chipotle with the Shents tonight for dinner, and as we were sitting there, we could see some clouds rolling in, and by the time we got done eating, it started to sprinkle. So we decided to leave, and we came home, and we just happened to have Kieran with us that night, and so Brooke and I decided to take Kieran back to Ashland. He was staying with Mom and Dad, and they're leaving for St. Joe to meet Russell. They're going to drop off Kieran, and Kieran's going to go back to Kansas City. So we dropped Trisha and Allison off at home, and Brooke and I and Kieran are headed to Ashland, and it couldn't have been worse timing. The winds got up to 80 miles per hour. We were driving through it, and it really got bad when we hit about the Platte River Bridge. We ended up getting Kieran home. Brooke and I stayed in the car, and I called Dad and said, "Hey, open the door. Kieran's gonna sprint from the car into the house." So he did. Then we got back. Brooke and I drove back to Gretna, and by the time we got out of Ashland, the storm had passed. It went through pretty quick. So I get home and I go downstairs, and I'm messing around on the computer, playing some games. Decide to kind of drive around Gretna and see the damage, and there really wasn't a whole lot of damage. There wasn't a whole lot of tree damage in the town. So we came back, decided to take the drone up and look at the lightning, and by the time we got back home, it had gone in the distance there. But and the film's a little grainy because it's only a $400 drone, so it's really not made for this dark of night, and so it really has to kick up the ISO, and so it ends up being grainy. But got a couple good shots of some lightning there. And that was pretty much it. We never did lose power. They think a tornado might have gone through Papillion. There was some extensive damage in Papillion, and there was kind of a cool picture of a tree torn up in Pacific Springs. So I guess Elkhorn and Papillion and Omaha got hit pretty bad. But another exciting night with some storms. And I don't know if we saw it at the beginning, but the clouds are kind of real bumpy. They're very strange pattern on the back end of this storm. I thought I'd pan around to see kind of towards Omaha, but wasn't much to see. The excitement was over there towards that's towards the south, so that would be over toward like Platteview, kind of that area, maybe a little west of that, but certainly over by Sapp Brothers and over by Mahoney State Park, I suppose, kind of that direction, and on to Louisville. I guess Louisville lost power. Trisha was reading that on Facebook, and I don't know if they got it back yet, but we just do not lose power. It's unbelievable. Now we'll lose signal from our satellite, but that's about it. We lost signal again this time because it was raining so hard, and especially with the wind. Fortunately, our trampoline is surrounded by fence and trees and our little shed and, of course, the house. So it never moves. And I've heard of trampolines flying over houses and into the neighbor's yard. And if it hasn't done it by now, there's the kind of the pillowy clouds up at the top of the screen. If it hasn't flown away by now, I don't think it ever will, which is fortunate. And there's towards the highway in Gretna there, towards the water tower. And swinging back around to see if we can see any lightning. But now the lightning's getting off in the distance, and there really isn't any good bolts that you can see anymore. It's just kind of up in the clouds, and if it did come down, it's covered in either rain or just too far away now. It's like thunder.